What if you could take a repetitive website task that normally takes you 30 minutes, an hour, or even longer, and turn it into a reusable browser workflow? That's exactly what AutoBrowse AI Pro is trying to do. It can automate things like browsing websites, clicking, typing, navigating pages and collecting data, without traditional coding. But here's the important question. Is AutoBrowse AI actually useful, or is this just another automation tool with a long feature list? In the next few minutes, I'll show you what it does, who it's really for, the biggest advantages and limitations, and whether I'd consider buying it. AutoBrowse AI is essentially a no-code browser automation platform. The idea is pretty straightforward. Instead of manually repeating the same browser actions every day, you can build a task once and reuse that workflow. For example, imagine you regularly visit a website, search for something, click through several pages, collect information and then organize that information. Normally, you'd repeat those steps manually. With AutoBrowse AI, the goal is to turn those steps into an automation that can be run again whenever you need it. And you don't have to write traditional code to create the workflow. The first thing that stands out is the drag-and-drop automation builder. You essentially connect different actions together to tell the browser what to do. So your workflow could involve opening a website, clicking an element, typing information, waiting for a page to load, navigating somewhere else and then collecting the results. The benefit here is that you're not starting from scratch every time. Once you've built a task, you can save it and reuse it. And AutoBrowse AI also advertises 60+ ready-made blueprints, which could be useful if you don't want to build every workflow from zero. This is actually one of the features I'd look at first as a beginner, because having pre-built workflows can make the initial learning curve easier. Now, one of the biggest use cases here is data collection. The sales page specifically highlights collecting information such as leads, contacts, prices, products and research data. So let's say you have a repetitive research process. Instead of opening the same pages, finding the same information and copying everything manually into a spreadsheet every single time, you can potentially create a workflow around that process. And after the information is collected, AutoBrowse AI provides CSV and JSON export. That's important because you can take the results and continue working with them outside the platform. So the overall workflow is pretty easy to understand. Build the task, run it, collect the information and export the results. Here's another feature that makes this more interesting for repetitive work. AutoBrowse AI advertises the ability to schedule tasks to run automatically. That means you can set up a recurring workflow instead of manually launching the same process every time. There's also a live run status feature, so you can see what's running, what's completed, what's waiting and whether something needs attention. And according to the sales page, you also get unlimited tasks and unlimited runs with the offer shown here. Of course, the real value of these features depends entirely on your workflow. If you're only automating something once a month, scheduling probably isn't a huge deal. But if you're doing the same browser process every day or every week, this becomes much more interesting. There are a few other features worth mentioning. You have a data vault for keeping collected results organized. There's fast workspace search, so you can quickly find saved automations. AutoBrowse AI also includes screenshot capture, which can save visual proof from automation steps when needed. And the platform highlights separate website identities to help keep different client, brand or business website sessions apart. So this isn't just about clicking a button and hoping the automation works. The platform is designed around creating, running, monitoring and organizing browser-based workflows. Now let's be fair and talk about the downsides. The biggest advantage is the no-code approach. If you don't know how to program browser automation, a visual builder is much more approachable. The ready-made blueprints are another potential advantage. And reusable tasks, scheduling and data export make the platform more practical for recurring workflows. But here's the limitation. Browser automation isn't completely maintenance-free. Websites can change their layouts, buttons, forms or processes. So depending on the website and workflow, you may occasionally need to adjust an automation. And if you don't have repetitive browser work in the first place, there's probably not much reason to buy a browser automation tool. Now let's talk about the offer. At the time of this review, the sales page shows AutoBrowse AI at a one-time price of $14.95, with a displayed regular price of $497 per month. The page also shows a 30-day guarantee. Since launch offers can change, make sure you check the current pricing and terms before purchasing. So, would I consider AutoBrowse AI? If your work involves repetitive website research, data collection, clicking, navigating or other browser-based processes, yes, this is definitely a tool worth looking at. The biggest reason isn't the word AI. It's the simple idea of building a repetitive workflow once and reusing it. If that solves a real problem for you, check out AutoBrowse AI using the link in the description or pinned comment. Just review the current offer and make sure it fits your actual workflow before you buy. And if you want, tell me in the comments, what's the most repetitive browser task you would automate first?